Hello action figure fans, this is HammerTron here with a new action figure review for you. This time I am reviewing the Toy Biz Fantastic Four Thing action figure. This was released in 1995. I bought it way back in 1995 and it came in this package. One of those blister card packages here. So we can see the blister here. And it's nice packaging, some sparkly design around the Fantastic Four. We have the Thing, it's labeled, clobbering action. Here is the top of the card. Here's the bottom. Here's one side. The other side. And here is the back. It shows a little bit of the action feature and a cross sell with Fantastic Four and Iron Man action figures. This was released in 1995. There was a Fantastic Four cartoon on TV at the time then. And I did open it then. And I still have the packaging. I like to keep the packaging because the packaging does look pretty nice. And I also like to store my action figures in there or sometimes display them. This one has a little extra pieces to display this way. Now, I opened this very carefully way back then to try to keep the top part attached. And it's still there, even after 30 years. So, the action figure has a little card with the name and a little tray for the action figure. Move this over here. Move that. Here is Thing. No accessories with Thing. And let's get a look at him. Very bright orange right out of the package. It has been in the package for many years at this point, but the package was kind of open, so there was some air circulation. So it does not feel, just a little bit sticky here and there, but for the most part it's not too sticky. So very orange looking Thing. So let's get him standing and we will see how tall Thing is. According to the tape measure, he's about 5 inches tall, or maybe 12 3/4 centimeters tall, a little less than 13 centimeters tall. So nicely sized action figure for the time. And I'm guessing he's all molded in orange plastic here with just a little bit of paint detail. Maybe even for the eyes there, the blue-eyed Thing. Yeah, Fantastic Four trunks. And a nice wide stance there. So very thick body. Flat feet there. Peg holes in the heels. No real details on the back. Just a little extra plastic piece here that's for the thumb. For us to put our thumb on for the action feature, or maybe our finger, however that works. And the action feature is if we just twist the body, the arms move. So that's his clobbering action. So pretty nice, and it still works. He does have some articulation. With the head, it just turns side to side. And at the shoulders, they do move up and down. We can do that independently on both sides. And he has single jointed elbows, so that moves. And that one moves. He has a waist. Now when we move his waist, that activates the action feature, moving the arms. At the hips, he can kick forward that far, and he cannot go back. Kick forward that far, and he cannot go back. Single jointed knee goes that far, and that far. So all the joints are working. They're pretty smooth. They're not tight and they're not too loose, not at the moment. So I have not really played with this for many years, so the joints have not had time to wear out. So if we bend the arms and if we move the arms like that, the action feature works regardless of where we put the arms. So it's a nice little entertaining feature, and it doesn't really interfere too much with posing the action figure. So that's a nice action feature that doesn't limit the articulation, although the articulation is pretty limited in this action figure with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of articulation. So looks pretty good for the action figure. Has a little bit of a balance issue there, so sometimes I think we have to lean him forward just a little bit to make sure he stays standing, otherwise he tends to fall back. So pretty nice action figure after 30 years, in pretty good shape, but mostly due to me not really playing around with it during most of that time. Here is Thing next to a pair of 4-inch action figures. On the right is an adventurer from an Animal Planet set I reviewed a while ago. On the left is the Fortnite Jonesy action figure by Jazzwares. And Thing at 5 inches makes a great giant-sized monster for these 4-inch scale action figures. Here is Thing next to a 6-inch scale action figure on the left. The Action Force Condor action figure by Valiverse, and that one's actually about 6.5 inches tall. And a 7-inch scale action figure on the right, the Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man action figure by Mattel. And Thing makes a great small-sized monster to battle against the 6 or 7-inch scale action figures. On the left is the Hasbro Marvel Legends version of Thing. This was released in 2020, and that one's about 7 inches tall compared to the 5-inch tall Toy Biz version on the right. So they have different versions of the Fantastic Four uniform. We can see differences in the trunks that Thing is wearing. Also, the color is obviously very different, and maybe a slight difference in the design or the rocky form of Thing. So yeah, both versions are okay for what they are. I like this Thing action figure. It's a pretty nice looking action figure, although it's a very bright orange, but still looks kind of nice. And the articulation still works after 30 years, so I'm very happy about that. It is very limited in what kind of poses we can put this action figure in, so he's limited to certain static poses with limited action posability. So he's more of a background monster in a display or a diorama, but still looking pretty nice for what it is, and after 30 years in pretty good shape, even though I have not really touched it in many years. So all in all, pretty nice action figure for its time, and I'm happy it held up all this time. Thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this action figure. Or did any of you have this action figure about 30 years ago? And subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews and commentary. I will see you next time, action figure fans.